Welcome to this weekly review of week 20. Now, Monday we had no news, so that means usually the accumulation of the week. Tuesday we had PPI, which is a crazy news. And then we had Fat Powell speaking, and I will go over this. It was very interesting. Wednesday we had CPI, I already know we don't want to be involved in there unless we have swing positions on. And Thursday we had unemployment claims, which is a tradable day as well. And Friday we had, low key nothing. Let's get into the charts. Let me put this on. Now, interestingly, what happened on Monday? We had a fake rally. We did not tap any PDRA. We just rallied from inside of the range. And on DXY, you can even see it better. Like the rally, it doesn't look that nice. It just looks like accumulation, right? Which it was, or distribution, whatever you want to call it. Which it was. Wait, why is this? Oh, I have this open. Never mind. Okay. So, then the day after that, when high impact news comes out, what does it do? It stops everyone out. Coincidence, right? Time. That's quite insane, right? It's just a coincidence, like everyone says. So, right here, you already know I put importance on collecting data. And I saw this sweep right here and then this displacement. I was already like, this is fishy. Like, this does not happen during my times that I want to see it happen at. So I ignored this. Then I saw this unicorn right here. I didn't care. Y'all saw what I sent out in the Discord. I sent, if we sweep this and displace through it, I'll be looking for longs. Now, unfortunately, PPI swept it one more time, but that does not mean your trade idea is invalid. So right here, this trade was beautiful. We tapped the daily fair value gap on DXY. Let me see if we did on GU too, actually. No, we didn't. But on GU, we swept the previous day low. Did we do that on EU as well? No, wait, Monday. Why is this Monday line not showing? Let me just put it manually then. Now, did we sweep it? No, we did not. There was also SMT with EU right here. So there's like two signs that we have some crazy stuff going on. Okay, perfect. Now, what did I tell y'all about SMT? That means there's some manipulation type shit going on. And we sweep this. Like, a lot of people will be shook. But right here, when we see that dump, and then we see price recover instantly, and we see this market structure like this. And what did I tell y'all about market maker models? If you don't know, then rewatch the video. Smart money reversal, first stage and second stage. What is the second stage? It is an explosive move to the draw on liquidity. So this is your highest probability trade setup, and that's why I went back in on AU when I saw price recovering like this. Now, okay, we sweep this, right? So what happens right here then? This is the breaker type beat. What happens? We close above the breaker, we retest it, and we go up, leaving a fair value gap. Like, you could have put your limit wherever you want, or you could have just market executed. But this was a nice setup. Let me open up my drawings. So that was a nice setup. You could have just entered on the what do you call it? Excuse me, let me put this like this. You could have entered on like a break, fair value gap, anything. I don't teach it this way because we had one more sweep during news that was unlucky, but still, this was a valid setup. Just journal this, study it. It's still a unicorn. It's just a beautiful unicorn. As you guys can see, it played out perfectly during CPI. Now, I'm not gonna go and through this day of CPI. I truly don't care what happened here. I'm not gonna trade that stuff. Like, you can do what you want, but if I have a higher time frame draw on liquidity and I'm inside of a position, I might hold through CPI, but this is, I'm not gonna trade that day. I got trauma from these news events. They slip you like crazy. I don't care. Like, it's not worth the risk to reward. Like, you're trading. A 1 to 2 risk to reward. But then you're risking 1%. And imagine if CPI slips you for 4%. Then you risked 4% to make 2%, which is 0.5 RR. Does that make any sense? No, it does not. That's why I don't trade this crazy ad news. Now, on CPI, we got pushed to the draw on liquidity. And what did I tell y'all about when the draw on liquidity is closed? Price is going to be explosive, which happened right here. Like what I'm telling y'all, just study it. It's no cap. Like it's actually crazy what I'm telling y'all. That's the gems right here. And these videos are where you will learn the most. Now, after we take the draw on liquidity, if y'all watch my latest video on YouTube, this is a fair value gap. So we have a low, higher high, lower low. Now this becomes a breaker in my eyes. Then during London session, we tap into the breaker and we deliver a unicorn. And then we displace two standard deviations. I already know how I'm rocking. Standard deviations. That's just crazy, right? Now, let me open up my chart again. That's something about TGIF marked right here. Now, if you guys don't know what TGIF is, study ICT's YouTube. Long story short, after we reach a higher time frame draw on liquidity objective, we can expect the weekly candle to leave its wick around 20% of or 30% of the range or something. So this was a valid TGIF play in my opinion. Now this trade right here was a bit more risky. So I just put it as learning purposes right here. But what I that's a little stumble over my words. That's crazy. That's so crazy. But what did I tell y'all? I'm so tired from recording all these YouTube videos and stuff. Alright, what did I tell y'all? When price is in between PDRAs, so we are in between the H4 fair value gap and the daily fair value gap. We touched the daily fair value gap right here. We also touched it. Sounds crazy. Touched it. So we also touched it, mitigated on DXY, and then we had a breaker pattern. Now, why is this a breaker pattern? Because we have a high, CBA, let me go here, high, low, high, low, high, low, higher high. So we sweep this, and then we, excuse me, while we sweep that, we tap into the daily fair value gap, leaving a breaker pattern to the upside with a fair value gap right here. So a lot of people could have been faked out right here, longing it. And that's why you don't trade in between PDRAs when order flow is not aligning, when you have reached a higher time frame draw on liquidity objective and price might consolidate. So this is just for study purposes, but this trade, in my opinion, is not a good setup. Why? And this is what separates you as a trader from these dumb money. Now, what does separate you? The narrative of price. Look how much confluences we put together to realize this is a bad trade. We reached a high time frame draw on liquidity objective. We have already made the wick for the TGIF. So what are the odds we are going to even leave a bigger wick unless this is a reversal and we don't call tops? And then we have this. What do we have more? I lost my train of thought. I can't lie. And we are bullish on the H4. We have a H4 fair value gap, and then we have a daily fair value gap. So we are in between two PDRAs. So which gonna hold? We don't know, and that's why you don't trade that. It's lower probability. Now, excuse me if this weekly review was a bit stumbly over my words and such, but I'm extremely tired from this week. Grinded a lot, and that's it. So this was a higher. Now, I wouldn't even call this a high probability trade either. This was the only high probability trade in my opinion. And if you got called out already before the unicorn happened, I cannot blame you because this looked clean, like high, low. We sweep this low. Now maybe, look, we don't sweep. Oh, we do sweep it on this broker. So we sweep it and then we disrespect this breaker. So I would understand if you entered right here. But after that, news manipulates. This was what I want to tell you all about the news. So I think this manipulation play was because we had two news. We have PPI right here, and then we had Fed speaking and CPI after. So this was a fake manipulation. This was the real manipulation during news to stop everyone out that thought this was a manipulation. And then we distribute with Fed Powell speaking and CPI. So that's quite insane. These red folder news events tell you a whole story. We set the low of the week right here, and then you could have been like, okay, I'm gonna hold my swing. It's that simple, boys. Trading is that beautiful. I hope this video helped y'all. Peace.